Snoke's fleet from Star Wars The Last Jedi goes head-to-head with the Imperial forces from the Battle of Endor in today's episode of Star Wars Versus. Hey guys, this is EckhartsLadder. Hello and welcome to another Star Wars Versus episode. We'll be looking at some brand new Star Wars The Last Jedi content. However, I will be keeping spoilers to a minimum. The only thing I'm going to talk about from the movie is the size of the First Order fleet featured. I won't be talking about what happens to it or anything else other than the actual numbers. As I mentioned, going against the First Order flotilla here will be the Imperial fleet at the Battle of Endor. I'll be doing two rounds, one where the Empire has their ships only, and the second where they also have the Death Star. So let's talk about both fleets, taking a look at the number of ships, the technology those ships use, and the total firepower at play. We'll start with the First Order fleet, because I think that's where you guys are most interested. The center of Snoke's flotilla was his 60-kilometer wide Mega Star Destroyer. This thing is an absolute behemoth, serving as not only the largest ship within the First Order fleet, but also their mobile government and base of operations. The Mega Star Destroyer really earns its name. Without spoiling anything, we see that the ship really has firepower befitting of its gigantic size. Given its purpose as the mobile command center for the First Order, I think it's also safe to guess that it probably had tens of thousands, if not more, TIE fighters available for action. A ship like the Mega Star Destroyer is basically undefeatable just due to the sheer magnitude of the thing. We see in The Last Jedi that it's also been equipped with up-to-date technology. It has one new feature that I won't discuss because it's related to the plot, but also seems to have top-of-the-line turbo lasers and defense systems. The one key weakness of the Supremacy is just how slow and immobile the thing is. It's almost like a space station. That also slows down any friendly ships which are attempting to stay in formation. However, in a straight up slugfest, I can't think of too many ships that would be able to successfully take down the Supremacy. Escorting the Supremacy were Resurgent Class Star Destroyers. These ships are no joke themselves, coming in at just under 3 kilometers in length and outfitted with the best possible technology. Given their role as battleships, they're designed for ship-to-ship combat and are bristling with turbo lasers and weapon emplacements. All First Order ship types take inspiration from the Galactic Empire, however, try to fix some of the key issues suffered by the Imperial Navy. For example, both the Mega Star Destroyer and the Resurgent Class Star Destroyer have less prominent bridges than the Imperial II or the Executor. We also know that the First Order Resurgent and presumably the Supremacy focused heavily on point defense, unlike the Imperial II class Star Destroyer, which ignored laser cannons totally in favor of more turbo lasers. Each ship is also significantly larger and more well-armed than its Imperial counterpart, and as I mentioned, they both made use of cutting-edge kyber crystal technology. The First Order also had better starfighters than the Empire. Both the standard TIE FO and the special TIE SF variety used shields, and the SF had a rear gunner, which was relatively unique in modern starfighters. In total, the First Order fleet had one Mega Class Star Destroyer and about 10 to 15 Resurgent Class battlecruisers. I couldn't count how many, the Star Wars wiki says 12, so that's the number I'll go with. Going against the First Order is their predecessor, the Galactic Empire and their fleet at the Battle of Endor. The largest ship at this battle, and truly the most powerful warship within the galaxy for some time, was the Executor class Super Star Destroyer. Although this ship was king back in its day, the Mega Star Destroyer is likely of similar length and has a wingspan of 60 kilometers. Supporting the SSD were various Imperial Star Destroyers of various designations, chiefly ISD-1s, 2s, and Tector classes. Unfortunately for the Empire, these 30 ships probably carry a similar amount of firepower to the 12 Resurgent Class Star Destroyers. This is because of the size difference. The ISD is about half the size of the Resurgence, and the difference in technology. Along with that, the Empire would have likely had several higher tonnage battleships and escort ships like corvettes or frigates. That being said, the Executor and the 30 or so Star Destroyers made up the vast majority of the Empire's firepower here. In addition, the Imperials also made use of standard TIE fighters, TIE interceptors, TIE bombers, and likely some TIE defenders and other advanced models. All in all, I think it's fairly clear which way round 1 will go. The Mega Star Destroyer itself almost outweighs the entire Imperial fleet. When you add in the 12 Resurgent Class Star Destroyers, it really just becomes a slaughter. This is ignoring the fact that the First Order is specifically designed to be better than the Empire, Each starfighter type is better, the ships are more smartly designed, and a First Order fleet just generally has less vulnerabilities than an Imperial fleet. Although the Empire has numbers, which offers a lot in the way of strategic possibilities, the First Order just has sheer firepower, and I don't see any way the Empire can stand up to this. I'd say at max, the First Order loses 5 Star Destroyers and the Mega Star Destroyer makes it out unscathed. Let's look at the second round though, where the Death Star is active. When the First Order fleet jumps in, the Mega Star Destroyer will be the absolute obvious target, and unless Palpatine is playing some sort of mind games, it will be taken out right away. This leaves the dozen or so Resurgent Class Star Destroyers, which will be picked off one by one. As long as the Empire is smart, unlike they were at the actual Battle of Endor, they should have no problem repelling this force. They keep their Star Destroyers along the weak parts of the Death Star and just let the battle station pick off ships one by one. I do think it is possible that the Death Star itself is lost because of the superiority of the First Order fighters, but that's assuming that they know where the weak parts are and that the shield at Endor is down. However, even if that does happen, by the time the Death Star has been destroyed, it will have taken out at least the Mega Star Destroyer and likely a few of the smaller ships. That leaves the Executor and its accompanying fleet to take down and clean up the rest of the First Order, which I think it should be able to do, although not without difficulty. I think both rounds of this matchup are fairly obvious. In round 1, where the Death Star is not in play, the First Order has an advantage in tonnage, in technology, in starfighters, and basically every other metric other than sheer number of ships. In round 2, with the presence of the Death Star, the Empire will be able to immediately do serious damage to the First Order fleet by taking out the MSD, and I don't think there's anything the First Order can do to stop that. It's not like you can shield the Mega Star Destroyer with Resurgence class battlecruisers because it's just too large. While the First Order may successfully be able to take down the Death Star, they won't be able to clean up the rest of the Imperial fleet, including the Executor class Dreadnought. For that reason, I give the First Order round number 1 9 times out of 10. I give the Empire round 2 also 9 times out of 10. That, however, is just my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Who would win round 1? Who would win round 2? Which ships do you like better? And would you rather command a First Order fleet or an Imperial fleet? Let me know all of that down in the comments. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, this has been EckhartsLadder. May the Force be with you.